Hey, welcome to this week's episode of the Content Creation Made Easy podcast. I'm your host, Jen Liddy, and I'm actually recording this on the first Monday of 2022. And I feel like I have my act a little bit together because I spent the last few weeks putting in some foundational things, tweaking some things, and doing a lot of resting and walking and watching Netflix. And maybe you don't feel like you have your act together in 2022 yet. Maybe you don't feel like you know what you want. Maybe you still wish it was back on December 22nd before all of the holiday hoopla. But no matter where you are, this episode is about a way to start thinking how to choose some action for yourself that will feel good this year. So I want to start by talking about all of us get into these moments where we want to burn the whole thing down. We want to walk away from it. Or there's a new tactic that has come into our world and we're supposed to be doing it, but we don't want to, right? Like I don't want to do it anymore. And if you have struggled with any of that, I know how specifically hard content creation can be for you because you might be resisting some aspect of content and marketing. So if it's feeling like it's too much work, if it's feeling like if it's too hard, and if you have been avoiding something you know you need to be doing to grow your business, today's podcast is a great one for you. And it's going to be short because I have this little story to tell you. And this is a story that happened right before Christmas. So I had been a little lazy about doing my Christmas shopping. And I waited until kind of the last minute, which I don't normally do. And so I went into a store to get my husband a couple of belts, which he had specifically asked for, and he never asks for anything, and to get a gift certificate to this store because it's somebody in my family's favorite store. Now, I never go into this store. I don't like this store. It's not my thing, but I knew I could get the belts and I knew I could get the gift card and be done with it. And I got in and I tootled around and I got all my things and I'm like, I'll just get online and get the heck out of here. And there was no lie, a line of 80 or so people snaked around the entire left side of the building, and I had never even seen them. So I came upon the cashiers and I'm like, I have to wait on this freaking line. I have to wait to get these stupid two belts and a gift certificate. And honestly, in that moment, I literally stood there in the store with the gift certificate in one hand and the belts in the other. And I thought, is this worth it? Do I want to do this? Do I want to stand in line for these things? But the thing is, I needed the belts, I needed the gift certificate. And also, I knew that on any other day of the week, it was not going to be any better. It wasn't even going to be any better at another store. And so I very grudgingly got online and I waited and I looked around and I entertained myself and I looked at my phone and I waited and I shuffled and I did not want to be there. But the next thing I know, 10 minutes go by, a mere 10 minutes, and I look up and I am 3 people away from the cashier. And in that moment, literally, I was like, I have to sear this moment into my brain because I want to tell you about this. In that moment, I realized, oh my God, I complained. I almost burned it all down. I almost left the store. I almost didn't cross the thing off my list because I didn't want to do the do. I didn't want to take the action of getting in line and waiting. And it's just like marketing. It's just like content. Like, what have you not been doing because you're like, it feels too hard. It feels too overwhelming. I know I need to do this thing, but I don't wanna. I just don't wanna. And maybe it's been languishing, or you've told yourself it's really not that important, but deep inside, you know that it is important. And today's message for you is all about doing the small baby step action that's going to move you forward toward your goal. Because if you want the belt and you want the gift certificate, you have to stand in the line. So what is that for you in terms of your business? Could it have been like writing a sales page? That kind of content it really takes a lot of time. Now, remember, you get to do it how you want to do it, and you have to baby step it or else it's going to really immobilize you. But we want you to just be taking the small steps, the shuffling along in the line, because then boom, you've got your sales page done after you've like plugged away at it for maybe 30 minutes for a couple of weeks, 30 minutes a day for a couple of weeks. For me, this was finding the right lead magnet for me. So I'm going to be really transparent here. I had probably 4 or 5 lead magnets that I had created and put out into the world when I was getting started. And it was really hard to figure out a lead magnet. In fact, a lead magnet is one of those things things that people really, really struggle with because they're just not sure. And so I put out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means I had to have them designed. That means I had to do welcome sequences for them, and none of them got traction. And so when I really sat and thought about like, what do I want my lead magnet to be? I did this very simple thing. It's my customized content planner. And it's something I take all of my students through, all of my clients through. And I thought it was just too basic for a lead magnet. Turns out it was the thing. And I have been plodding along with that planner for 2 years, and I have started really understanding how to put it in front of people. And I'm starting to cross the finish line on my goals to grow my email list. And it has been slow going. But if I never started, I would still be at ground zero with my lead magnet. I wouldn't have anybody on my email list. I wouldn't have it done. I wouldn't have a community of people who open my emails every week. And my emails get about a 30% open rate, which means my people are engaged and they like what I'm saying, right? But if I had dropped the whole thing and said, screw it, I'm just not going to grow my email list 2 years ago, I would still be here at zero. And so I don't care what it is for you in terms of the thing in your business that you know you need to do. And I'm not even going to put the air quotes around should. It's you know you need to do it, but you've been avoiding it for some reason, probably because you don't know how, or it's too confusing, or it's too overwhelming, or you don't have the right support. But if you just take it baby steps at a time and do what you can do and take focused action, that is how you get yourself where you want to be. That's how you get to the point where you look up on that line of 80 people and you're like, there's only 3 people ahead of me. I'm this close to freedom. And that's the message I wanted to share with you today. What is it in your business that you are standing in line, or maybe you're avoiding standing in line, but it's time to get online. And every time something new comes to us, we can decide like, that's not a line I want to stand on, right? Like, oh, I don't want to do TikToks. I don't want to do LinkedIn. I don't want to do podcasts. Whatever you choose to not do is fine, but what are you doing? What's the action that you're implementing? And implementation is my thing right now. I am hot to implement everything I know. If you saw the number of courses I had living on my computer, you'd like roll your eyes. And I am all about implementation. And that's what we're doing here on this podcast is how can you implement what you know? Take a little bit of learning, take some action, and get going. And so if you want to understand how to make your content planning easier, go ahead and download my downloadable that I told you about. I'll give you the address in a second. But more importantly, what's the thing in your business that you know you need to do to really see the results that you're looking for? Get online, because I'm telling you, whether you wait in line or not, time is going to march forward. Your plans are going to remain in your head and your dreams are going to still live inside of you. So get online, start taking baby steps, action, and move toward the thing that you want with focused, sustainable, realistic actions. So the first action you can take is to download the planner. Go to jenliddy.com/planner. You will get it downloaded right to your device. And then I give you tons of examples to help you put it into play. It will make your content planning a lot easier. And if you're looking for weekly accountability and implementation and support, join us over at the Content Creator Studio. That is the membership for people who want content support without the overwhelm or the swirl. We're all standing in line together. We're all taking action together. And you can learn more about that at jenliddy.com/studio. So I look forward to seeing you next week. I would love to hear what your action is. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Jen Liddy Coach and tell me what's the action that you are taking. That's what I'm talking about this week. So I will see you next week. Join me again. And I really appreciate you listening to the podcast because I know there's a lot of information out there. Glad you're here. Bye.